Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing good, but not good. You are actually doing very great. I hope you're studying with full force, minimizing and even eliminating all the distractions and confusions, and you're very much confident in clearing this attempt only. There should not be any confusion and there should not be any barrier as to thinking whether I'll be clearing this attempt or not, because I've tried to cover this thing in an earlier video which you can go to my channel and see about that. So what we'll be discussing in this video, we'll be discussing a 30-day strategy to clear IPCC group 2. In case you have your own strategy, I would suggest that you should definitely go with that and continue with that only. In case you want to know a 30-day strategy that will help you, definitely help you in clearing the subject in all the subjects and the group, and you want to know some other points as to how to approach the exams and how you should write about it, then we'll be discussing this video. In case you want to save your time and you don't have time to watch the whole video even with the increasing speed, I mentioned all the points briefly in the PPT. Just go through the PPT and get to know all about it. In case you want to go in case you have some time and you can listen to the video, please watch it to the complete, don't leave it in between at all. It is a very important video for you all. Okay, so what I have done is I've tried to keep it as short and simple as it can be. Okay, so a very must doable thing. What? For the next 30 days you have to do IT or AIS on a daily basis for 1 hour. When you will be going to do that? Just after you waking up. Either you are an early bird and you're getting up at 4, 5, 6 or 7 a.m, then you have to do at that point of time. And if you are a night owl, you are getting up at 11 or 12, 11 a.m or 12 p.m or even 1 p.m in some cases. Then just after waking up you have to pick up your IT notes and revise those IT and AIS notes 1 hour diligently without any break. No, you just cannot take a break. You have to revise the whole uh, subject or the whole notes that you can do as much as you can do in the 1 hour slot. Okay. Okay, so IT is a kind of subject. Why it is said that it should be done on a daily basis for next 30 to 35 days until you will start your first day of exam is that a lot of stuff in IT and AIS is very new to us. Most of us haven't even read anything about it before we study IT. A lot of stuff, it's very alien to us. We're not familiar to it. So the very challenging thing about IT, first of all, is that it's very new to us. Second, the most challenging thing about IT is that we just cannot understand it and write it in the exams. We have to understand it, learn it, revise it, rectify it, and then reproduce the same in the exams, because the pattern of the ICA is like that. I am speaking this from experience only. The pattern of ICA is like that. Whatever you have read in the ICA material, you have to reproduce the same content and the same lines in the exam hall. You just cannot write the same material in your own language. It may sound very strange, but you will not be getting any marks for that. You will have to reproduce the same stuff as it is written in ICA materials only. ICA materials include ICA study mat, ICA practice panel, okay, ICA suggested answers, ICA mock test papers, and ICA RTPs. If you will also study, or if you will read the starting page of ICI's monthly subscription, student journals and all, thereupon some of the times, or actually most of the times, the president message about clearing the exams, the very main trick to clear the exams is reading the ICI's materials. Because when you will be reading the language of the checker or the examiner, matlab the language that the examiner is expecting, if you will read and study from the first revision only in that language only, you will be able to reproduce the same in the exam hall in the same language only. Supposedly, if you're reading from an author's book, and what he has done is that he has modified the definitions, or modified the terminologies, just to make you very much comfortable in it, and make you helpful in that. In that case, you may be getting it very easy and easy, and you may be loving it, but in the exam hall you will not be getting any marks for that. You will have to do it from the IC materials only. Okay, first of all, this thing. Second, you're just by attending the classes, making notes and revising it 4 to 5 times, you cannot retain the stuff. Just cannot. You have to give it maximum number of revisions. I've also written in the PPT also. So but just like your brush on a daily basis, same you have to do with IT and SM. You have to do it on a daily basis. uh, no inconsistencies will be accepted. Okay, in case you have an emergency, you're traveling somewhere, or you have any person coming to your house on a whole day basis, even then at that point of time you have to make a schedule that you have to give at least 30 minutes to 60 minutes to IT. And even if you're not doing anything else, even it's that even that's okay, but you have to give 30 minutes or 60 minutes to IT on a daily basis. I have said about IT for last, I think, 4 to 5 minutes on a repeat basis, and you might be wondering as to why I'm repeating so much about IT. But when you will be writing, but when will you will be following what I'm saying this thing in this video, and then you'll be applying it for yourself, and when you will be writing the exams now, you will see the difference for yourself. Trust me on this. I also applied the same, and I also saw the difference in myself when I was writing the exams. Okay. Okay, after first sitting of 1 hour, you're done with the first sitting. Okay, just get done with the breakfast, or if you're done with the breakfast, take a 15 minutes break. Complete break should not include any using of any mobile phones or laptop or computers or tab or any other electronic media, any social media. Complete break to your mind, complete break to your eyes. Complete break should be there for 15 minutes. Then pick up audit, do it for 2 hours, 2 hours diligently. You can also increase up to 3 hours depending upon your interest and your stamina. Okay. Then it's like 2 or 3 o'clock. I'm supposing that it may be 2 or 3 o'clock, and if it's not that, even then you have to listen to this point very carefully, that 2 to 5 p.m. you have to be most active in a day, because after 30 days you will be writing the exams in the 30 days, and your brain should be mostly active in that slot only, because the brain will be using all what has been read in the last 1 year or 6 months or 3 months. It will be using each one of those chapters and revising all of those things, and giving you outputs in that 2 to 5 p.m. slot. So for that to happen in the exams, you have to train your mind in next 30 days as to कि भाई तैयार हो जा, next 30 days में I'll be needing you in this time slot only with full preparation. So this is your training ground. Next 30 days will be your training ground. Train for the best, and after 30 days you will be giving me the output. ठीक है, this will be your training period for your brain, 2 to 5 o'clock. So at least in this 2 to 5 slot, write at least 60 minutes. Write and write and write. No reading, no mugging up, nothing. You have to write diligently on 60 minutes minimum. And if you can do it for full 3 hours, then it's the best thing that you can do, and no one can just beat you in your writing speed when the exams will be coming. Even if the even after the exams will happen, and the most experienced teachers of dance accounts and all will say that this exam, it took me 3.5 hours or 4 hours to complete this exam, and you just cannot expect the students to do it in the 3 hours. Even in that exam now, you will be completing it before 3 hours, like 2 hours 45 minutes or 50 minutes. You will be doing it in that time only, if you will be doing this 3 hours practice on a daily basis. It gives so much of writing speed and a whole lot of confidence in you. ठीक है, these are the very main important thing that you have to keep in your mind. And as far as 2 or 3 hours writing practice is concerned, when you're doing 1 hour writing practice in this 2 to 5 slot on a compulsory basis, and you have left with what 1.5 hour, 2 hours extra for writing. So make sure that you're completing that with when you will be doing your advanced account sums. So you will be done at least 2.5 hours or 3 hours of writing on a daily basis. So 1 hour you're already done at 2 to 5 o'clock. And if you're doing advanced account at the same time, then make sure that you're writing the exam advanced account sums, writing the exams advanced account sums, and not mugging it up and not auditing it. You have to write and complete it for 3 hours. I hope you got my point. Next, coming to the next point, after doing all of those things, take a small break, maybe it's lunch break or something like that, then take a short nap and a walk, 5 minutes walk and a 10-15 minutes nap is most preferable, and it will give you the best results. Okay, after completing that, you have to sit for advanced accounts 3 hour sitting. Okay, then take a 15 minutes break, maybe a tea break or something like that, and then a 1 hour for SM on a daily basis, then advanced accounts for another 3 hours. Then it's time for a reading question and answers from past years, because uh, okay, you have read all the content whatever you will be reading, that this concept is there, and then this concept should be applied in this manner only, and then this is the content that is written. Now the next point is, you have read all the content that is there, you have read all the concepts that is there in your syllabus and your material, but you don't know how to apply them, as to how you will be answering them. See, this is a very main problem that we all face, and we don't really give time to it, and we really don't give any heed to it, as to give time and sufficient time to question and answers. So next 2 hours you will be devoting on question and answers, as to when you will be sitting in an exam hall, and when you will be facing a question, how you will be approaching that, how you will be thinking upon that, how you will be writing them, and then the most important thing is how the checker will be looking upon that, how the examiner will be looking about that, you know. So whatever you will be writing, you have to write in the same lines as to what is been asked in the questions, and then you have to answer it accordingly, so that the examiner will give you maximum marks in that answer. Okay, this is a very important thing they have to do. Read the question and answers. uh, I've tried my best to make a routine of 12 hours. If I have missed, I apologize for that in advance, and make sure that I have a routine of 12 hours on a daily basis. It's very important thing that you have to realize, that 90%, why 90% of the people drop out from IPC group 2 stage, because they think that there is only 3 subjects that we have to study, and they give very less time to it, like 7 to 8 hours only on in 24 hours. In a total 24 hours, they only give 6 to 7 hours, but they forget that there is not 3 papers, there are 4 subjects, and we have to give 12 hours to them, and have at least 11 and a half hours of output. You have to have a 12 hours and 30 hours sitting, and you have to have a 11 or 11 and a half hours of an output to clear the exams. Okay, it's a very main barrier, and I've also mentioned the same. And a very golden suggestion for you is that meditation, minimum 3 times a week, maximum 6 times a week. It will give you immense benefits. First, it will give anxiety relief that we all face while preparing for any exams. Second, it will give hell lot of retention power and memory, because in IPC group 2, out of 4 subjects, there are 3 theory subjects, and it becomes a lot of task for our brain to remember all of the theory in our brain for the whole time, like for the 30 and 40 days whenever the exams will be coming upon also. Okay, so it will give you immense amount of retention power, at least in last and then the next 40-45 days when you will be needing it the most. So trust me on this, meditation is going to help you a lot, especially for the theory papers. Okay, so one more important message for me, from my side, and it's from my experience, and what I've also learned from the seniors also. So I'll be giving you this message also. Prepare a subject for 60 plus. जस्ट डोंट प्रिपेयर एनी सब्जेक्ट फॉर 40 एंड 45. मुझे तो बस 40 चाहिए, उसमें हिसाब से पढ़ूंगा, ये सब्जेक्ट मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है, इसमें तो मेरे 60 आ ही जाएंगे, उस हिसाब से प्रिपेयर करूँगा. जस्ट डोंट डू दैट, because two things can happen. See, before coming to the two things, let me just tell you a fact that out of the 4 papers, at least one subject will be targeted by the ICI, where the normal pattern of 15 to 20 marks of out of the box will be exceeding, and the out of the box questions will be asked for around 30, 35 to 40 marks. ठीक है. At least one subject is targeted. It is, and the pattern is common in the whole IPCC, in the both the groups, and same happens with final in the first group and second group also. So in case you have prepared a subject for 60 plus, and that particular subject is targeted by the ICI, and 30 to 40 marks of question paper is asked out of the box. So what you will be expecting and what you will be writing in the exam, that at least मेरे 40 तो आ ही जाए. So after coming to the exam hall, from the exam hall you will be expecting यार at least मेरे इसमें 40 तो आ ही जाए, मैं पास तो हो जाऊँगा. But just look at the bigger picture यार. ये in a subject on 60 plus you are getting 40, and other subjects are already 40 or 15. So just imagine where you will be landing when the results will come. You don't need the results to come, and don't need to wait for the next 1.5 months or 2 months. You know the results automatically. You are going to fail in that scenario. Okay, because in a subject like 60 you are getting only 40 because that one is targeted, and the others which were not targeted, you were already prepared for them for only 40 only, so not going to pass. Next, take the worst case scenario. If your 40 subject is targeted, in which you are preparing and hoping that I will score 40 or 45, supposedly that subject is targeted, you don't need to think about any other subject only. Just you will get the result from only that paper. You will not be passing even in that subject. You will be scoring between 20 to 30, even if you are lucky. Getting my point? Okay, so prepare each subject for 60 plus and 70 plus. Even if one subject is targeted, make sure that other subjects will be compensating that, and you will be clearing the attempt, with a minimum passing percentage, that is 50%. Okay, so I hope you got all the points, and I hope that you listen to this and get the most out of it. And if you have any suggestions, or if you want any other topics in which I should make a video about, and you want to get to know about it, maybe about articleship and all, so please let me know about this. Leave it in the comment section, and I will definitely get back to you. And all the very best of luck. Do best. Bye.